Alright, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to episode 28 of the potty.
What up?
Today we're gonna be
28. We actually counted.
Yeah, 28.
Okay.
I made sure.
Spot on. Something like that.
Smart.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about problems.
Problems.
Got a lot of bad snitches. That's my breaking problem.
He got himself twice there.
Yeah, had to prepare myself. Came prepared, came strapped. But yeah, so in this episode we're gonna be talking about our problems, what we face individually. Some of us might not have problems. Ty. Yeah, just to give you some examples of what we deal with and how we cope with it. So, Pete, what would you say you have problems?
Oh, shit. Well, let me start us off with something not too deep, but a significant problem. I'd say a big problem that I face in my life is just figuring out what I want to do. Like, I feel like I'm interested in so many different things, and
A lot of people
I wish I had all the time, and I wish I was more efficient, really. I mean, you could say that's another problem. I'm not efficient enough. But there's just so many things I'm interested in, so many avenues that I want to go down in my life. It's like, but at the same time, you can't really do all of that. You have to choose one thing, so you would actually be specialized in that.
Yeah.
You can't be specialized in a bunch of different things. There's just not enough time for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, kind of deciding on a path.
Exactly. So I made a video today on exactly that. Like, I was like, damn, it's kind of dope how we're at a point in our life where we can literally just decide what we want to do.
Right.
Like, and if once we figure out what it is we want to do, we can do it. Like, if you want to be a ski bum or you want to live on the beach, like, you can do it. You just have to want to do it. Like, that's just what you...
And you have to figure out a way to actually do it. I think we're super lucky to, like, be living in a time in a country where we literally can do whatever we want.
Anything,
like,
bro.
For most of the world,
really can.
Yeah, for most of the world, you were born and then
we're
you
blessed.
Worked in the coal mines and then you died at 45.
Literally, and now we can
that was your life.
Your lung was just pure black.
Dude, now we can literally just make money from sitting in your bed. Literally, it's so possible. Anyone can do it.
Yeah, well, it's not that easy, but
dude, the stock market, you could probably learn it in 5 days tops.
Okay.
Stocks are easy.
But the fact is, the majority of the people that get involved lose money.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes time and experience until you start to get the hang of it, for sure. But it's possible. All it takes is time.
Yeah, that's true.
Time, effort, persistence, patience.
True. Very true.
That's it. So I mean, I
was about to bounce back to what you said. You said that you have so many interests,
right?
And there's not enough time to go around to
flesh each one out.
Right. I was just thinking, like, there's two ways you could approach that, I guess. And it comes down to the simple phrase of, do you want to know a little about a lot of things? Like spend a little bit of time in each interest or hobby. Mm-hmm. Like, you play the guitar, you ski, basketball, lacrosse, whatever you want to do, reading. Or do you want to dedicate, or do you want to to know a lot about a little? So you dedicate all of your time to playing guitar, or all of your time to reading. Yeah. It's just that's the decision
finding your niche
has to come down.
So are you asking me that question? Because I'd like to answer it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I think the way I kind of look at it is like this. So you can only really make you know how you can only really make a contribution to a field. Like, let's take psychology, for example. Like, you really have to dedicate your entire life to psychology if you want to ever have any hope of doing something that no one else has ever done. And most people that do spend their lives doing one thing don't think about how many people skateboard every single day, but there's only one Tony Hawk. Think about how many people snowboard every single day of their lives, but there's only one Shaun White.
Absolutely.
It really takes a rare talent to be able to elaborate on something that so many other people do, and dedicating your life to that is kind of a prerequisite to that. So for me, I want to do things that no one's ever done before, and I mean, speaking into existence right here, but I want to do it in psychology because that's my field of interest. I actually just scheduled my classes today.
Hey,
yeah,
sick.
But anyways, so I think that's one of the things that I really want to spend a lot of time on, so I know it really well, so that I'm able to kind of play around with it in a way that maybe no one else has ever done before. But I think at the same time, it's possible to do more things at once, but you can become a psychologist, but you can't also you can't also become like
Might.
an influencer guitar page
Yeah.
on Instagram, because those things take time. I mean, if you did them both, if you spent your time in solely those two things, it's probably possible.
Right, but if you want more and more things, then
But
you
I'm
just
interested
can't
in
get that.
way too many things to
Exactly.
only ever do two.
Right.
So I think it's worthwhile just to focus in on one thing really hard. I mean that's one of the points of life really is to become specialized in one thing in a way that you can't become specialized in anything else. But you're extremely competent in that one thing. I mean, if you have surface level knowledge of a lot of different topics, I mean, it makes you fun to talk to, but you're not really doing anything new.
Ty, what do you have problems with?
What about your problems?
I was.
He just deflected it. He said.
I mean, honestly.
He said Uno reverse.
Since you just Captain America shielded my.
You straight deflected it.
my
We're gonna get to you eventually, Ty.
I know it's inevitable.
But I was
Don't
sitting
feel
here.
safe over
I was
there.
sitting here thinking about what my problems are, and I also really couldn't think of any.
Y'all some cappers.
I'm literally sitting here like thinking like, what do I really? It's just because when I look at my quote unquote problems, they're so temporary. They're so temporary. So it's just like in my mind, I'm just like I don't even trip about them because I'm just like, oh, that's gonna be changed in 5 minutes. Like everything is so temporary. Like it's just. I mean, sure. Like some people might have problems with like confidence. I guess that could be.
Dude, Alex, I know you have problems. I'm not gonna let you get away from this question. You too, Ty.
I'm
I know
trying
you
to
guys
think
have
about my
problems.
daily problems.
Your car broke down. That's a problem.
Okay, but I don't see it as a problem. I see it as an opportunity.
To do what?
Save money and move to Miami, get a nicer apartment.
It's how you look at your problem. I don't see my so-called problems that people would call problems as problems.
I look at them as opportunities.
Well, problems are opportunities. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I agree with you, but I mean, like.
All right, so I
Are
guess
you
Let's-
talking
like,
about
let's not-
psychological, deep-rooted problems? Are
Or-
you talking about like?
Yeah.
your
I'm
daily-
talking about anything. I'm talking about anything. Like
Yeah.
anything that you struggle with.
struggle. Problems. I mean, I guess.
I mean, let's get away from the word problem because you guys
Okay,
seem to not
problem,
like that.
Problem.
What do you struggle with?
Struggle with.
What do you wish you were better at?
Struggle with shooting in basketball.
There you go.
Is one of my problems.
Yeah. Being a better loser.
Yeah. Here we go.
See,
Now we're
that-
thinking.
yeah,
That's
a
a
good
problem. That's actually that's a problem of mine. Because
That's a good one.
I
That's a
hate
good one.
losing so much, but every day I'm like affirming to myself it's not a big deal to lose. Like it really isn't.
Yeah.
It's
Like
like-
I constantly overthink
That's just
it.
like the masculine side of you, like your testosterone starts pumping. It's just what males do, bro. You're like,
I know.
Are you fucking serious?
I mean,
But it's like it's
anyone that-
mature to silence
Yeah,
that though. It's
yeah.
immature to let it get a hold of you.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
as simple as that.
Simple as that. I'm trying to think of another problem that I have, and I honestly, that I have to use my mom's car around her time because I don't have my own. That's a problem. I would say views on social media getting in my head could be a problem, but I've gotten better at it. So I mean, that's temporary. Like it's just another one of the things that's temporary. I mean, everything's temporary. No matter what you say, is temporary.
I mean, dealing with the death of a loved one is
Traumatic sometimes.
I don't even
That's
want to
certainly a
call
problem.
that a problem.
It's
I
not
don't
because
want
it's part of life, bro.
It's a
like,
part of life. Like everything.
you have
People
to-
think that they shouldn't have problems at all.
That's the
But
biggest problem.
That's the biggest problem with
Yeah.
society is people think that they shouldn't have problems.
I mean,
But
you guys don't even sound like you have problems.
I don't
it's just
see
how you
them as
look. It's just how you look
Okay,
at things.
okay. Here, let me rephrase the question.
It's
then.
all perspective.
What are some opportunities that you guys have that came out of a setback?
The moving to the Miami thing.
So there you go.
Right.
That came out
Creating-
of what could be called a problem.
Yeah. What could be called a problem?
Constantly working on myself to get better at the things that I want to get better at.
So how
Like-
did that stem from a setback?
Falling while jumping on a ramp while skiing. I fall and I get back up. I go back up on the lift, come down and hit the jump and hit it. It was a problem because I fell, but I fixed the problem.
I'm trying to
Just simple little things like that. It's so temporary. It's just an obstruction, and then you get over it. Just like how you can get over the thoughts in your own head.
whatever
sometimes.
your problems
Most
are,
it's
you literally just have to look at them as hurdles. Like they're gonna be in front of you for 0.5 seconds, and you just have to jump over it, find your way around it. Like literally, whatever it is, manipulate your way through the situation. Like kind of be like water. Be like water, just adapt to fucking everything.
I guess you just have to treat your problem as a gift.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
a great way. It's a great way to look at it.
See it as a
So what gifts do you have then? I'm still not satisfied with your guys' answer, so you can't tell.
like. What are you?
All right,
like,
let
what
me-
are you trying
let
to
me-
get at? I don't have any psychological, deep-rooted problems
Yeah,
in my life.
I don't think I
never
That
have.
you know of, that you're aware of. I mean, most people that have deep-rooted psychological problems don't even know that they do. Not saying that you do, because I don't think you do. I mean, I'm not a psychologist.
Right. I'm
trying to think. I'm trying to think of problems too, bro.
Like
I was
that's a great thought, because
Yeah.
I could be overlooking it, but then now I'm analyzing everything.
Yeah,
And I'm just the way I want to be, and I'm only
Like, what are,
getting more to where I want to be. in
what's
life.
what's something that you guys struggle with every day?
getting up early, but I've gotten better at it. So it's just like one of those things. Like, I mean, you can improve in every aspect of your life. So I mean, like, I wake up at 7. I would like to wake up at 5, but deep down, I really wouldn't like to wake up at 5.
Yeah, but it's hard. So
Yeah,
feel
and
you.
I
Okay.
literally like.
That's a fair answer.
I don't need that much time in my day, like truthfully. Like, I mean, obviously I could spend it reading, I could spend it.
I got one. I have a problem with being uncomfortable.
There we go.
But I can
That's a
always,
good one.
like,
Okay.
I want to keep pushing myself to be more uncomfortable. I have a problem hopping in a cold shower. I did it today.
Okay,
I was just
okay.
like, you know what? It's cold water. Like, what the fuck is it going to do to you? Nothing.
Make you cold?
Literally, that's all it can do. And
Okay.
cold is just an abstract idea.
Isn't
like
that crazy?
it makes you feel that, but it's you could still handle it. It's not
Yeah.
like you're gonna die or
I
anything.
mean, it's not like being cold is, like, really painful. I mean, unless
Exactly.
you're freezing.
I get pretty painfully cold.
I mean,
So
it's really uncomfortable.
It is.
I
that's
mean,
the
is
the
uncomfortable the
It's
same
the
thing as pain?
Yeah, it's the
I
uncomfort.
mean, I wouldn't say.
To the degree of uncomfort. Like if you're laying on a bed of nails, it would start to hurt after a while.
I would say, yeah, you're right.
I don't know why I thought of that.
Uncomfortability gets to a point where it becomes pain.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. But truthfully, man, it's just all about how you look at your problems. Like, it's literally everything in your life revolves around perspective. Every single thing.
It's true.
Like, if you view your hardships as hard, they're going to be hard. But if you tell yourself it's temporary, it's easy, I'm going to get over it before I know it, my life will be entirely different before I know it. So why am I going to trip about something that's literally not significant in the grand scheme of my life? And
Yeah.
you'll start to live happier every single day. Like, that's probably a big key to my happiness is I just don't trip about anything.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'll do some dumb shit. I mean, I just don't know what other word to use than shit in that instance.
Some dumb stuff.
Yeah, dumb stuff, but it just won't hit the same, you know. But it's just like I'll beat myself up for a second. All right, here's a good example. Here's a very good example.
Okay, let's hear it.
Freshman year of high school, I was 15, didn't even have my temps, and I took my mom's car.
Tough.
Took my mom's car.
Little rebel right here.
I just wanted to get some Taco Bell, and I was so stupid.
Always comes down to
I was
T-Bell.
literally so stupid, and I beat myself up like for like a month. Where like I would like ride the bus in the morning, and I'd be like, dude, my mom hates me. My mom hates me. My mom hates me. And then but she never did. I mean, she was obviously disappointed as shit, which hurt. But it was such
She didn't like not love you.
yeah, exactly. It was still something like she didn't even ground me. That's how much my mom loved me. Like
Damn, bro.
she literally didn't even ground me.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, she like took away my phone, but I still had my iPod, so it's
the same thing.
Yeah, literally.
Got your ass, mom.
Yeah, but she knew, so it's just like she was so my mom's so loving that she like just could never really discipline me. So I got away with way more than I should have, but I use that as such like a motivator and one of those things to like really change my perspective into like this is just one of those things that I'm gonna have to forget about. Like I have so many more instances, especially with my family, where I fucked up and like I just have to put it behind me because like living in the past is not gonna do you any single good at all.
That's right.
Like it tears relationships apart, it tears friendships apart. Like you just have to live in the present and like
You have to live in
no
the
matter
present,
no matter
for
how much guilt and anxiety you have towards the past, you'll never be able to change it. So like
The present is all you have.
in the present moment is 95% of the time beautiful. It's your thoughts that take you out of it that ruin it.
That is so true. That just made me think about when people oftentimes come up with problems. The problems are what like
You think of
people
the problem.
would call low-level problems. So like a deep-rooted problem would be like a psychological problem that was put either you were born with a psychological problem or something traumatic happened to
when
you
you were like really young, and it's
in your
still
life,
with you.
right? So
Yeah.
that's a deep rooted level problem.
Mhm.
And people oftentimes, when they're talking to others, they don't go to the source of the problem. They only stay at the surface level problem. So a surface level problem could be like you're mad that you're overweight and your weight is
Easily
your
changeable.
so-called problem, or you're upset with your diet and your diet is your low surface level problem. But you don't dive into that deep level problem, and that you won't solve anything by taking a problem that's built on top. No, taking that problem that's on the top and not dissecting the one that is beneath everything. Like how can you heal yourself and heal your mind without finding the root?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I kind of want to elaborate on the example of being overweight. Like, it's really hard to tell at what level you need to address the problem because you don't really know how deep it is. I mean, let's say it's a person who's overweight, for example. The problem might be so deep that, like, genetically they're predisposed to being overweight. Like, it could be that deep.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, let's say an overweight person's fundamental problem is them being anxious. It could be that they're anxious and that's what's causing them to maybe have unhealthy eating habits, which results in them being overweight. So in that situation, like, the overweightness would be right here and then the insecurity would be right here. But in that same situation, it could also be the case that maybe the anxiety is only caused by the fact that the person is overweight.
Yeah.
So that it flips. The anxiety is right here, and then the overweightness is right here. So it's hard to tell. Like, should you work on your diet, or should you focus on like affirmations or something like that? Like, sometimes it's hard to tell. But I mean, I think you're
I'd
right.
say focus on both as much as you can because you can do affirmations while changing your diet. You know, I mean, you can do both at the same time. But also, I wanted to remind people that I just thought of this fire quote I heard a hot minute ago, and it was 90% of the time the problem isn't the problem, it's just the way you think about the problem. That's the problem, which literally was resonating with everything that we were saying because, like,
Yeah, I mean,
perspective.
True in a lot of instances. I mean, like, I'd agree. Like if you break your arm, man, you can't spin that in a way that makes it not a problem. You know what I mean?
That's the 10%. That's not the problem.
I mean, breaking your arm is like an opportunity that, see, maybe all your friends are out playing basketball and you can't play because your arm's broken. That's an opportunity for you to read and gain knowledge on something.
Observe the game better. It's just how you look at it.
There's always something to be drawn from every example. Like, it might be far-fetched, but there is something you can draw from.
That is far-fetched. That's exactly what I was thinking.
There is something
you
you
could
can draw
go
from
even
it.
deeper than that. Like, your family gets massacred right in front of you. Like, what does that
Holy
teach you?
shit, dude!
Like, what is pull something?
Holy
as hard
shit.
as hard as it would be.
See that.
As hard as it would be.
Oh my goodness.
To pull something good out
But
of that, you can
you have
still
to-
try
honestly,
to find something.
Some instances are so fucked up that you literally have to convince yourself that it happened for a reason and that, like, you're gonna grow from this experience, or else you're never gonna be able to get over it.
Right.
Because there's only really one way to look at stuff that really is just totally.
Yeah, I think we're getting
Insane.
into the realm of things like PTSD, and I don't think either any of us are really qualified to talk
I
about
don't
Well,
know.
we didn't bring that
I
up,
don't
but-
know anything about PTSD.
I mean, that's kind of what we're getting towards. Like, your family getting massacred, that you're for sure getting PTSD.
yeah,
like,
probably.
But you could still. What
No,
we're saying is you could still find something. Like,
There's always a
positive
light
out
at
of
the
that.
end, and no matter how dark your tunnel is, just search for the light and you'll find it. Not to sound cliche, but
I mean, you're right. You're right.
that's just me. I mean, that could just be me, but I think anyone's capable. But I've done that since I was just a jit, you know, like a little kid. Like, I was just, I
I believe it too.
no matter how fucked your hand is dealt, like how, like, if you get a 2, a 7, an 8, and a king, like, that's a pretty shitty hand. but you can maybe, like, there's something to be drawn from it. I mean, that's just a horrible analogy, but, like, no matter how shitty your cards
understand.
are, you can make something of them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this whole podcast, you guys have been coming from a place of radical personal responsibility, which I like. I think that's what helps people.
I think it's just everyone needs to understand how much in control they are. Like, I used to get anxiety. I used to be depressed, and we know this, but ever since I've just started to be mindful of the power of my thoughts, is your happiness, your level of happiness literally is strictly dependent on what you feed yourself. And it's thoughts, like, depending on your thoughts. Like, you're not going to be happy if you just let your mind coast through the day. Like, you have to literally consciously feed yourself thoughts of absolute affirmation, pretty much. Like,
that is true. And it's also...
You have to feed yourself.
Feeding yourself healthy
food
nutrition
as well. Like, don't eat McDonald's every day, because, like, your body is going to correspond with what you put in it and be like, yo, this shit sucks, bro. But
no wonder I'm underperforming.
It can't put it into words, because it's your body, but like you'll feel lazy all day after you like
imagine how you feel after an overload of carbs. You just feel slow. You slug a bag of potato chips or like a bunch of fries and a Big Mac. I feel fucking slow after that.
Like literally everything's slow. Everything. Like my body,
my mental clarity, my movements.
And the next day I wake up and I'm just like, damn, I really should not have eaten that. And then people just will do that and they'll repeat that cycle. So I just can't imagine what that feels like. So if you're finding yourself in that situation, just eat a salad for a whole day and see how you feel. Like literally have a salad 3 times a day, spice it up with different dressings, different toppings. Like there's so many ways to make a different salad every day, make it taste different. And
dude, I fucking hate salad. I'm sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
Dude, I love it. If you douse it with ranch, it's better than a Big Mac.
a lot of that dressing.
It's better than a Big Mac. I mean, or you could throw some balsamic on there. Italian.
Now we talking.
You got all the good shit.
What's the kind of dressing they put on Caesar salads?
Isn't it Caesar?
Caesar salad dressing? That's what it is?
They have that.
I'm not a big salad guy, so.
I'm pretty sure, bro. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. Is that why they call it Caesar salad? Is because of the dressing?
Okay. I think so.
Makes sense. Ty's the resident salad guy.
Yeah, I always count on Ty to have his lemon water and a salad. He's always got both.
No, he had
mushroom water.
He had some funky stuff going on in the cup today.
Mushroom water. Tell them about what you were drinking, Ty.
Dude, it's 14 mushrooms in a powder.
Oh my goodness.
And it's 2,000 milligrams per serving, and you do it twice a day.
Of psilocybin?
Oh yeah. I'm just wired the entire day.
Dude, they're gonna take you seriously. No, there's no psilocybin in this man's drink. I'm weak as
lion's mane and a lot of other mushrooms.
I just
it helps with
immunity.
Immunity and mostly the production of myelin on your myelin sheaths, which helps your neurons fire faster.
Really?
So it's basically just helps with cognitivity.
Damn, that's dope.
Dude, I saw Midsummer the other day.
Dude, I heard that's fire.
Dude, it's
I heard that's
trash, bro.
One of the most screwed up.
No, it's honestly not even that messed up compared to other horror movies.
I heard it's
have
fire.
you guys ever seen Hereditary?
Yeah.
It's by the same studio. Dude, Midsummer, I mean,
that's the cult, right?
This is a controversial opinion for sure, but I was going in it expecting to be scared, and I just was not scared. There's no scary parts in the movie. Like, there's not a single part of the movie that's, like, scary.
Isn't it the only thing that would be scary is how just screwed up
I mean, like, the ideas are, like, pretty backwards. Like, they're pretty weird ideas. Anyways, the reason I brought that up is because in Midsummer, they make a drink, and it's got some sort of a psychedelic in it, and they make everyone in the cult drink it, and it looked exactly like what you're drinking, which is why I brought that up.
I'm watching the trailer right now because I haven't seen it in a hot minute. I don't think I ever saw this, bro. What's fucked up about it?
Dude, it's like a cult, and they have this ritual. Basically, they can't sustain the cult because they just are inbreeding and they're making deformed people. So they have to bring in outsiders and like coerce them into having children with people in the cult to make it go. And I mean, they commit murders, bro. Like they.
I'm gonna have to watch this shit, dude.
It's not a good movie. Don't waste your time.
Really?
Yeah.
As bad as the Borat 2?
I've never seen that. I'm not wasting my time with that.
Right.
Watch the trailer or look something up about the movie instead of just watching the whole thing.
Borat 2 is awful.
So you can save yourself some time.
Borat 2 sucks.
I think we should cash this one, boys. We're getting kind of off topic.
Yeah, that was fire,
We're
though.
losing focus.
That was fire, though. Honestly. Like, I thought that was really good. I could have kept going on a hot minute on that one, but that was good. I don't want to take too much of you guys' time, so.
All right, Greek gods. Let's cash it in.
All right, fellas and women. Fellas and women. What do they call the women version of fellas?
Ladies,
fellas. And Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning, night, whatever it is. Make it prosperous.
Stay woke.
Stay woke.